All right. Well, listen, let's go to Ryan's segment where he's going to do some drop and kick. Let's see what he has in store for us today.
This
Mr.
week,
Ryan.
yes, some drops. I think I just dropped a player just today, this afternoon. So.
All right. Well, listen, let's go to Ryan's segment where he's going to do some drop and kick. Let's see what he has in store for us today.
Yeah. So this week, who do we have? We'll start off with there's some players on this list who, depending on the league size that you're in, aren't really drops in a 12-team league. But if you're in a deeper league like 14 or 16, you could keep them. They could be valuable to you. But for example, if you have someone like Preston Achua, who's been dropped quite a bit recently, he's a keeper in a 12-team league just on a fringe level because we do know Siakam is coming back soon. So I think that's why all the numbers are not in his favor right now because I think people are preparing for that move. Boucher's been getting some minutes also, so Precious is and also the emergence of Scotty Barnes this week. Nurse is tinkering with some lineups, so Precious has been losing some minutes. So we'll see how that works out. But in a 12-team league, I think he's a keep just for now. Deeper leagues, I think you can keep him as well and see how it goes because he can still rebound the ball for you and get some points. Yeah. Another key guy that's on the list here is Lonnie Walker. Now, Lonnie Walker was actually playing pretty well for the start of the season, but he's kind of tapered off a bit in regards to his play. But again, he's only rostered in about 33% of leagues right now. If you're in a 12-team league, I think he's a straight drop, to be honest with you, because he's really not going to – 9-cat, he's not really giving much outside of threes, points, and a speckle of rebounds and assists.
Speckle.
In terms of steals, he's okay. Maybe he'd probably average about one a game, which is okay if you need it. Right. But depending on your build, I think he turns over the ball quite a bit for his position and what he's playing with. So I think he's a clear drop for 12. For deeper leagues, I think you can keep him because he could be valuable there, and I think the minutes will be there as well. So for deeper leagues, I'd say you can keep him there. But for 12 teams, he's a clear drop him, please. Another guy, T. Ross. T. Ross is a fringe waiver wire player. Like you're not drafting this guy, but
yeah, I did. But thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. But
aside from Selvin, he's literally just for points and threes, strictly for points and threes. And if you count field goals and free throws and such in your league, then of course that's a bonus for you as well. He's rostered in only about 26% of leagues Yahoo leagues right now. He's just ranked just outside the 100, the top 100. But again, he's only going to give you those stats. He's not going to give you any steals, not going to give you any blocks for that position. And for a guy that has a little bit of length, you would think he would give you some steals and at least a few blocks here and there for a guy that's
leave him alone, man.
A guard.
Leave him alone, Ryan.
But he's a drop if you have someone that you really, really want on your waiver wire that you're really looking for, depending on your team build. So it all depends on your team. Another guy on the list is Darius Baisley, who a lot of people, I don't know what it is. The last couple years, everyone's had so much promise for him. He started okay for the season last week, and then he had a really good game on the 27th here just last week, where he dropped about 20 points and 4 threes, and he's rostered just in about 31% of leagues. He's ranked around the top 100. There's potential there, so I think you keep him. If you're in a 12-team league, it honestly depends on your build. If you really have someone that you want to go for, then and you have enough forwards on your squad, then I think that's a guy that you let go. But there's potential there, so I think there's something you can keep him. And I think a lot of people did draft him as a flyer in the late rounds. So depending on the league, he's also a drop. Going through the list, some of them are actually not really droppable in depending on the league that you have. Another guy, Jaden Daniels on the Minnesota Timberwolves, he literally is just going to give you steals and blocks. And if that's something that you value, then of course you keep him. But in any league, actually, I think he's a straight drop. And I drafted him, and he was gone day 2 or day 5, I think. So I didn't really. Yeah, he wasn't doing much else, and our league counts threes and points and field goals made. So he wasn't a guy that was worth keeping in regards to that. But yeah, I think another key name on the list is DeAndre Hunter. He has some potential, but again, he's being dropped across the board because Gallinari is back. And he was sick last week for a couple of days, but Gallinari is back. But Bogdanovic is playing pretty well too. So that's a watch. I would say that's a watch. I don't think you drop him just yet if you're in a 12-team league, but his percentages are pretty low. But he's a bit of a watch for now. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the list. And I think you just gotta make sure that you are making the right decisions when dropping a player, because once you drop, you may not get that person back. So you got to be careful.
Yeah. So we always ask this question. I think we asked it last week, and we're gonna ask it again. Actually, something similar to the thing is, you hold on for so long, and then you figure out a day where you're gonna drop it. Like for instance, Terrence Ross, which you gave high praise to, by the way. Thanks for giving Terrence Ross all those praise. I kept him for 2 weeks. And he's done. He started off great, 20, 21, 13. Then it went down to 3. Then it went to 5. Then it went to 3 again. And these are just points, by the way, because he gets some other stats. But it's almost like he doesn't play the game. I'm on the edge, Ryan, of dropping him, and he's such a streaky player. If I do drop him and he starts catching fire, can I call you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, perfect. Because that's the question when these players, when you drop them and they catch fire, it's the worst.
It's the worst because then they, like I said, someone else is going to pick them up. They're going to do well on their team, and it's someone. Yeah, it's just really bad, man. It's embarrassing to be honest with you. So if Selvin does drop him, I'm pretty sure I'd probably pick him up quick. I'm kidding, but okay. In terms of your scoring, this is the key thing to remember: is the scoring in your league. Most leagues count field goal percentage. That's like the thing's the standard. This the standard from Yahoo leagues.
Yeah.
So in regards to that, I think he's a drop because his percentages are not that great. But in our league, there is a positive for keeping him. So I think that's obviously why you still love your team.
Fair enough.